Bonded by Blood came out in April of 1985. There was a big story behind that, too. History would have it, and you can see this in a lot of heavy metal books and on the a lot of websites, that the album was recorded a year in advance, and it took a year to come out due to label problems, i.e. Todd and Exodus. Well, in reality, that's not what happened. What the real story is we went in and did the recording. Took about a month to do, and we were back in New York, and we received a tape of the album about a month and a half after it was due. I guess that was probably around maybe September of '84, and there were a couple of things that we needed to do on the mix. So a couple of things we needed to go back in and do. So the final mix probably wasn't done until sometime around the end of September, beginning of October, about '84. And the other issue we had was artwork. We had somebody doing artwork out there. The album cover was an interesting one. It was 5 silhouettes of the guys with in the background, a moonlit background, and on the bottom you have kind of chopped up body parts that were pictures pasted on. It was to the bottom. It was pretty gruesome, actually. And back in 1985, the PMRC was starting to get rolling, and our distributor said, "You could put this out, but you know what? There isn't a store within 100 miles that's even going to carry this thing." So we said, all right, let's go back to the drawing board, and we got a guy to do the current, or at the time the original Bonded by Blood, because the album was going to be called Lesson in Violence, and we had to change it to Bonded by Blood. And you have the two babies ripping themselves apart, and that's the story. And that probably delayed the album by maybe 5 months or so, because what also happens, you get into certain seasons where it's not so good to release it, and that's really the story. It really didn't have anything to do with us having a problem with financing, or having any kind of artistic clashes with Exodus. It was really just the way it goes sometimes. You have delays, and you learn from them. I guess, going back, we probably would have done things maybe a little differently, but the fact of the matter is, you have a lot of people saying that it really hurt the band's standing in music, because it was delayed a year, and if it would have been a lot better if it came out in '84. I would dispute that. The fact of the matter is when it came out, you had a much greater distribution. A lot more stores were getting on to the thrash bandwagon at the time. A lot more stores were carrying it. And it also coincided with the Slayer Venom tour. Things worked out actually pretty well. I think they really were able to, and we were able to maximize the record about actually having it out when it came out. So I think, there's the story. Love it or hate it, that's what it is.